Tristana has that jump built into her kit. Typically, we haven't seen the Tristana use it not effectively, rather aggressively in the game so far today. We'll see if they change things up here in this one, though.
Absolutely. Then that mid lane matchup, the Lulu going into Diana, is going to be a very interesting matchup to watch as well. Lulu with more of that range and Diana with that ability to dive in is going to be very, very interesting to see how that plays out.
Absolutely. So a little bit less team comp heavy in this one as opposed to the last couple games we've had on stream, but the potential is there again. The sign of really relying on the shield play. If they overlay a shield too or ineffectively rather, if they do it too quickly and you end up with both those shields being burnt at once, it could end up being a huge difference maker in a fight. Rather, if they're able to get them down and time them effectively right on top of each other through different intervals, it could be a huge boost for their team fight potential.
ODU sitting in the bot side river, putting some vision down. Thought about maybe invading, but they'll go ahead and recall and reset themselves. It looks like it's going to be a standard early game here from Nova. Just trying to check out vision. Multiple players all across the river throughout the map trying to gain that, find out where ODU might be hiding.
Yeah, it looks like they do spot them out. They are starting on red, the side of ODU pinged right there. And then Nova's just going to back off and take their red pretty easily as well. Should be just a nice red take from both sides. Not too many fights coming out of this early game.
The minions have arrived in lane. It's going to be Diana and Lulu in the mid lane as well. So it looks like both teams will be chomping away at their red buffs here early on. Lulu trying to use that range to her advantage.
Yeah, and Lulu's going to have some nice early game poke here as Diana is mostly a up-close melee style champion. She does end up getting a little bit of range as her skills get laid out. Right now we're seeing Silas get smacked around a little bit by that set as he plays up in the top lane.
Now bot lane gets a nice root down onto the Karma. Nothing coming of that other than just damage being exchanged. We'll see how aggressive ODU wants to play this. It looks like the Karma is trying to push in. The Tristana comes in as well. But nothing else is going to happen there other than the exhaust being used.
Yeah, just pretty steady farm going across all the lanes so far. Set with a little bit of a push on the opposing side here. ODU getting a bit of a push down on bot lane. It's going to take some time for them to be able to capitalize too much on it. Karma does have quite a bit of poke in her kit, but Sivir does have that E to mitigate a lot of it if she can time it correctly.
Sivir now looking to go in. Ramus is there as well for Nova, looking to pick up first blood. And Sivir will get first blood. They're looking for more. Karma trying to escape, and she will.
Now, I'll be honest, John, that is an interaction I did not expect. Apparently, Ramus can knock the Tristana up even if she's in the air.
There you go.
So that is going to be one to look out for if she tries to escape. A nice Morgana Q coming through. It does look like Kindred's going to rotate on the backside with 2 weak players, though.
Absolutely, and that's going to be a dangerous play because you're also banking on Karma being able to do much with low health already. Kindred's going to play it safe and try to back off as her health got chunked away quite quickly.
Kindred takes one there. Nice little kill on the Morgana coming over. So she's going to add one in. I don't know if the mark was on her. I didn't see it in time. But a beautiful play by Diana, slowly moving it out. Shield coming down from Karma in time, though.
Yeah, they thought about going in there through that brush, but that would have been a bad bad mistake if they did. That would have been an easily double kill there for the Diana.
Absolutely. And then over here up in top lane, we have Set just continuing to smack up Silas, getting that nice CS lead and continuing to roll it forward, though Silas committing very heavily here.
Just chunking away. Now Silas has to flash as Set turned tables there a little bit. Pulls him kill. A beautiful play turning the tables onto Silas.
Yeah, Set playing that one very effectively. He used his W a little bit early. It did open it up for Silas to come in and attack. Unfortunately, Silas not having the damage, but you know who does? That is Kindred taking down Diana in mid lane.
Yeah, Kindred playing incredibly aggressive. I like that play style. Picking up kills where Kindred can find it. Now TPing back to top. Silas in trouble once again. Set is looking to finish him off. Playing a little passively as they got a little bit closer to the turret there. But that could have been bad for Silas if he TPs back and then instantly dies again.
Yeah, absolutely. And Silas does scale well the later into the game we get, but the big factor here is he is the tank for ODU. The only tankiness they have is shields outside of the set. If he goes down early in the hole here, if we see, or rather, Silas, if set gets ahead pretty heavily, Silas is going to have a hard time being that main tank.
Thought about back. He's going to stay around, pick up a few more CS. Hopefully he realized the set went back, so he's going to stick around a little bit longer. But so far, he has not been doing so hot against that set. His set's TPing back in. Now force Silas to back off. He'll probably end up recalling.
Yep, he's going to recall on that, and in doing so, Set is going to be able to push this wave in. We'll see if Silas is going to match it with a TP. I believe his TP is still down. It is, so he won't be able to match that. Set will be able to push this one in pretty effectively into that top tower.
Now Lulu taking it to the Diana. A little polymorph action, turning her into a squirrel. Back down towards bot lane. Still a little bit of a stalemate down here. They definitely do not see the Rammus coming down. As that ward is on the side of
and they're going to
Nova.
chain that CC beautifully. The exhaust coming out. Tristana not able to get the damage down. She's going to jump. She's probably going to pull one kill, but then it should be death right after as she jumps right back out into the Rammus area.
And the Kindred and Lulu show up as well. After that TP coming in for Nova. And now Civ's going to have to run away. With a beautiful chain of events down there bot lane.
Yeah, kills going over to both sides there. Tristana jumping in aggressively, not seeing that the Rammus was there initially. Then the Rammus coming out, chaining up with that root that initially came out from the Morgana, able to pull off that kill in the end. And it is going to be a Drake going over to the side of ODU.
That's a big heads-up play, too, because you have to remember where the shadows for that field of vision are, especially if you don't have any wards that deep in your own lane. If you're able to play where you know exactly where they can see and you can sneak in, that will happen almost every single time if you don't have that ward down. Some people don't like warding that deep in that lane, in their lane. They prefer to ward towards river. But I don't know. If you're playing against a sneaky player like this Rammus, I feel like you almost have to ward deep in lane now.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to look for those wards, and we just saw it happen again. This time, Morgana just taking a stroll through her jungle, trying to lay some vision out. Instead, finds 3 opposition players. They take her, and they take the red buff with them.
That Karma's trying to move up through topside river. Diana getting a little hit off. So that does leave Tristana all alone down in the bot lane. Looks like Karma and Kindred will try to make a play here mid lane on this Diana if she continues to be overly aggressive.
And it looks like Karma's just going to recall. Kindred is going to move back toward her red buff and take that. Not going to be able to capitalize on mid lane as the Lulu is going to play back, and Diana is just going to push and then rotate over for blue. It looks like she notices the blue is not there, just rotating back, checking for vision, making her way back to the mid lane, and probably going to get a nice little push going here before Lulu returns.
Now Set looking to continue that early game success here against this Silas. Starting to pump some damage back onto him as a massive wave there for support. Clears out the wave, looks to push in towards the turret. And Silas thought about probably going in, but then decides to back off. Probably the right call.
Yeah, Set just continuing to pester him, continuing to push up, even using his W offensively, not really going in and waiting to take that damage first, waiting to build up that grit to use it. He's just using it to poke in this sense, uses it to clear some minion waves, then eventually looks to recall. But because Silas is recalling as well, Set is just going to stay in lane and push this into tower.
Now it's ODU with a pretty big wave here, bot side as well. We'll see what they'll be able to do pushing into the T1 turret. Looks like Nova will be able to fend them off. Good clearance from that wave. Now Lulu, Diana trying to go in. Gets polymorph from behind. Pulls it back in, and Lulu just taking it to the Diana. That is a good solo kill from the Lulu.
Yeah, that's not a fight you usually see, not one you should ever see, to be honest. Diana should not be dying to a Lulu. Goes in aggressively there. Lulu turns her into a squirrel, sends her back to the tree, but Diana goes in once again and just gives her life for it.
And then this Silas once again walking into a bush with no vision. finds Set sitting there waiting for him and chunks his health down to half in just a matter of seconds.
Absolutely. Silas just not able to play this game. He's just sitting here. He's like, okay, have we loaded in yet? Because he has just not been able to do much. Doing a decent job trying to pull some CS when he can, but this set definitely taking advantage of him, continuing to push him in, and again, using that W to poke, not even needing to use it defensively yet.
Silas looking to move back in. Kindred is there for some support. And Set takes him back into the turret. I don't think that was the way Set wanted to go with that. Results in his death. Kindred picking up the kill.
Yeah, I don't think that was intended at all. I think Set was trying to find some distance between him and that Kindred. Instead of going farther, he ended up going closer. He said, hey, let's go check out your turret, and in the end gets sent back to the fountain as Set finally, or rather, Silas is able to push forward now.
And then Ramos comes flying in, gets the taunt off. Silas is in trouble. Now he'll turn River. Again, no vision, and Diana is there. And somehow Diana just lets him walk away. That was so freelo. I'm not even sure why they did not continue to push.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I guess Diana thought the opposition was a little bit closer. She was just one or two basic attacks away. Maybe even one skill could have just finished it off if the one was up. Unfortunately, giving it away to Silas and now coming down to this bush. This fight looked pretty bad initially for them, but they are going to turn things around and I believe pull off a double.
Yeah, Diana gets turned around, gets killed by the Lulu again.
And it looks like they just pull off that Diana kill. Ramos does end up living, and Set's just going to rotate back up to top lane.
Yeah, you know what, I really don't want to point a lot of these mistakes out, but it just feels like there have been multiple mistakes that could have turned how these last 2.5 minutes in this game. It could have completely changed how this game is going right now. And just, I get it. Sometimes you don't want to be over-aggressive. You don't want to put yourself and your team in that position. But sometimes when a player makes a mistake, like they're running away from the Ramos, and they turn into a river, there's no vision, they're completely blind, and your Diana is sitting there, and you still let them walk out, to me, I just don't understand that decision.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things here is vision. We see the team, and that's where some of these questionable decisions come from. If you had that vision down, you can confidently say, yes, we see people rotating up. Yes, we see the ability to rotate without anyone matching it. Because the vision has been a little bit sparse in certain areas, and a lot of credit to the teams for clearing it out in general, that has been a huge factor as far as what we've seen as far as rotations.
2 Drakes now on the side of ODU. Ocean and a Fire Drake as well. Ramos now coming in top side. This is Silas in trouble, and Set brings him back. But Silas will get the kill onto Set. Set's not going to live much longer. Ramos will finish him off. Nice little 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah, interesting stuff there. So you see, I believe it was Silas popped the initial ult there, the Ramos ult that he just stole. Then Set ends up going back into the Ramos ult, hurting himself in doing so. I don't know if he thought that was a teammate Ramos ult or what happened miscommunication-wise. Now we have a fight breaking out in bottom, though, and it looks like another player will be cleaned up as ODU tops on another kill with Kindred.
That's a double kill with the Kindred. That was a gutsy play from the Tristana. Rocket jumping into the middle of 2 players from Nova bot side, but kind of caught them off guard. They didn't expect to see that Tristana fly in, and she's the one that really started off that team fight and just really caught him by surprise, and Kindred cleans up.
Yeah, absolutely. A nice win for ODU down there on bot side. And again, the big factor with their lineup is the tanks, really lack thereof. They have Silas and they have shields. That is what they have. And as this game goes longer and longer, that could end up being a factor. But as of now, they just continue to control the pace. Nova not able to really get too much going outside of the top lane. And that's been a big factor for ODU as they push onto this T2 on bot side. And they just continue to put that pressure in mid as well. Again, Lulu taking down Diana earlier in the game was a big win for them. And this Lulu just continues to take advantages in the mid lane. A mid lane that really Diana should find advantages in.
Yeah, this Diana's, I don't want to say she's playing scared, but she's playing very passively against that Lulu. And Lulu's just taking an absolute advantage of it. And then again, on the top side, Silas getting caught out, Set dropping him down, and Set will get the kill. But my goodness, that vision on the top side being lacking that much. Silas is just walking into death traps, it feels like every so often.
Absolutely, and I want to say that was Silas that just popped that Set ult there. Not 100% sure on that one. It looked like he was trying to escape in the end, not able to. We do see a couple more Nova players whittled down as that Kindred ult comes out. One more is going to die there. Maybe another one here as well as Tristana jumps in to tap a few on.
It's a triple kill for Kindred. It is clean up city for this Kindred, and ODU is just looking like an absolute monster right now on the Rift.
Yeah, absolutely. And it comes a lot down to that tank. Again, they haven't been forced into a situation where they have to have a really strong front line. They haven't really tested the timing of these shields too much because Nova just continues to get picked off time and time again, whether it be overextensions in the jungle, whether it be around the wrong bushes at the wrong time. Even objectives, John, not too many objectives falling in this game, just 2 Drakes as of yet.
It's all rolling in favor of ODU in this matchup against Northern Virginia Community College. As the Kindred continue to pick buff stuff along the way.
And this Kindred is just going to get scarier and scarier. She's powering up. The Lulu looking pretty strong as well. Tristana starting to get things going. All the power players that you want those kills on for the side of ODU are just getting stronger and stronger. You could argue you want some on Silas as well as that main tank in a sense. But really, the Shield's just getting it done in what they've been able to so far because of these pick opportunities coming through for ODU.
Yeah, Kindred already in double digits for kills. A very, very scary Kindred. Really almost the X factor here for ODU as they're now chipping away at that T2 turret mid lane. And Nova just not much that they can do. Silas goes in with the Lulu ult on top, just slamming people left and right. Tristana picking up the kill, diving in for more. Lulu picking up the kill as well.
Yeah, a little bit of a sloppy. It was initially a great move. Silas going in, you get the Lulu ult coming out. Then there was a little bit of a turret scare there as we had a couple members for ODU taking turret shots. In the end, they rotate back. The wave gets pushed up. They take the T2, and now they're on to this inhibitor turret. They should be able to drop this one as well.
Absolutely. They'll probably back off after that. They will back into the jungle. They'll go ahead and reset. It was a little sloppy, but, if you're ODU, you feel pretty good after that team fight happens. A lot of things went right mechanically going into the fight. The execution maybe could have been a lot cleaner there, but it's still a win for ODU in the long run.
Oh, yeah, 100%. They took a couple turret shots, but it wasn't enough to put them into lethal territory. That Sivir Q did come out. It did miss everyone. One of those hitting probably would have dropped at least one member of ODU, but it did not in the end. They're able to push up effectively, take both those towers, and now have demanding control in the mid lane. Drake is going to spawn up here pretty soon as well.
Lulu up top side, clearing those wards out. Sees that TP come in. She'll back off. As it is set coming in for Nova. Ramus is there as well. And Lulu is in trouble. And Lulu will just pop quietly to the Ramus.
Pop one.
Pop one.
And we do see that Drake fall to the side of ODU as well. Now sitting on 3 Drakes. If they do have a chance at Soul, it's going to be a Mountain Drake coming up, which could be very nice for taking these towers even quicker.
Now Nova takes the fight to mid. They'll find 3 players for ODU. That was Kendra will flash over the wall and pick up the kill onto the Diana. And it looks like they're trying to turn those tables back onto Nova. Silas picking up the kill onto the Morgana as well. Set shuts down the Kindred. And that is going to be another big team fight and a team ace in favor of ODU.
Yeah, another big team fight. They already have mid and Hib down. This is where you split up. This is where you look to push a few lanes or you look for objectives. In this case, it looks like Tristana and Karma are going to rotate up topside, push that wave in, and we do see Silas starting to clear out some of the jungle down bottom.
Karma and Tristana moving up towards top. Want to apply pressure there as well. They should be able to do so. No one from Nova anywhere in range, and they'll make quick dispatch of that creep wave and push onto that turret.
And I think they actually might be able to take this turret. Set working his way back up there, but there is a lot of minion action. Tristana's damage is ramping up. Karma is there as well, and they are going to secure that turret just as Set makes it past that T2.
Great rotation from ODU, really taking these objectives, putting all the pressure onto Nova. Nova just feels like they can't get anything going. What they think is good team fights turns into team nightmares for them, as ODU is just able to capitalize on mistakes and positioning errors, maybe even capitalizing on Nova's inability to focus on certain priority targets in those team fights, as it looks like the damage just gets spread out amongst all 5 players.
Absolutely, and those kills heavily in the lead of ODU at this point, 22-8. Again, 3 Drakes in their pocket. They're leading in towers. They're leading in gold. ODU looking like they're set up here for a pretty effective end game. We'll see as they rotate back toward Baron, get a little bit of vision down, and maybe looking to take the objective as well.
Yeah, it looks like 3, possibly 4 with that Tristana mid lane could rotate up there if need be, as the Baron is now up and ready to go. We'll see if ODU decides to pull the trigger on that, but all the players for Nova are up.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely pulled the trigger here. There are way too many players for the side of Nova bot side that just showed. They just showed 4 players down there. The only one who can even contest is Set. You 100% take this Baron, and you're willing to sacrifice Silas here.
Absolutely. Silas will go down to the Ramus, and the red team will secure the Baron buff, and that could be the final push they need. 4 members from ODU pushing now towards the top lane. And they're looking to take that T2 and then push into the base and crack it from the top side.
And you do have the recalls coming through, so it won't be the final push, but they're going to take this T2. They should be able to take this inhibitor tower pretty quickly as well. Again, Tristana Bomb being a huge factor. This Kindred super fed right now. And you still have the shields coming through for Karma and Lulu. They should be able to pressure up, but it looks like they are going to play this a little passively. Going to move a little bit conservatively, allow those minions to move their way in, and then they should just tap away at this.
Yeah, this Nova team does not want to take this fight. They have to step back and play defense. They need to find a way to get those shutdown kills on Kindred and Tristana as well. Get themselves some extra gold in their back pocket, but there's nothing that they can do. This team is just way too powerful as ODU pushes through topside, takes down the inhibitor turret, and takes down top inhib as well.
Shelly coming through, and so does the team fight CC. John, kills being donated all over the. Speaking of donations, Extra Life is taking donations as well here for the Spring Summit. Make sure you guys check that banner below the stream today as ODU looks to possibly close this one out.
Mid inhib is down as well. Damage going on to the Nexus turrets. ODU possibly peeling away. They will peel away now. So we're waiting for those waves to reset. They may even recall here once they get out of the base. Use that Baron recall to get back quicker. Just top off and everything. Get your last few items. Restore your health and mana. Let's go ahead and do it again as they are literally just moments away from closing this one out.
Absolutely. Should be some big item buys coming through here as well. They ended up taking 2 towers in that exchange. They took an inhibitor. Nice gold flowing in from that. You took the team fight as well. That Baron buff starting to wear off anyway. Great time to go back, ends up doing some shopping, and it looks like they might take this tier 2, but they are going to have to move back as Silas does get caught out.
And the TP is coming in, but it won't even be there in time. So he does go golden, but I don't think I would have completed that TP. That was a very interesting TP play there on the side of Lulu, and she may not be able to get out of this. This is now a 3 versus 1. She won't. Joey, I don't want to say it, but I feel like I have to. That was not the right call once again.
Nah, mistakes were made, and this has been an issue so far in the MAEC stream today. We've seen some questionable TPs come out, that being another one. Trying to initially go in there for Silas. If she could have got there in time, popped off that ultimate, maybe they end up turning that team fight. Unfortunately, the Silas falls before the TP is completed. Kindred, absolutely a monster at this point, though, just popping off.
Just no chance there. Tristana helping out as well, getting the final blow. And it is just nothing that Nova can do. The damage is just way too strong on the side of ODU. It's one Nexus turret almost ready. It's almost ready to fall. It's maybe 1 or 2 hits away.
And it just took 4 members to try to take down the Silas, and he's still able to dash away. I believe the flash was used, and then also he has just plenty of utility to just bring his health right back up here. He's almost back to half health already as we see that bottom inhibitor start to fall for ODU.
Gotta love health regen. It will keep you in the fight if you just have a few moments to start getting that health back. 1 Nexus turret already down, and members for Nova already retreating and dying in their own base. Feels bad when you're not even safe in your own base. They have to continue to retreat. They're back in the fountain trying to stay in this fight, but ODU is looking to close it out. The last team fight coming up, and Nova just melting all over the field. It is going to be done and over with as it's a team ace and a win for Old Dominion.
Absolutely. Silas almost falling there, able to get that health regen, and the shield so effective. That was the biggest thing for this composition. How could they use the shields? The Lulu came up clutch. Not only that, John, but she got a solo kill against the Diana in mid lane. She was a team player all around. Some great shields coming out from the Karma as well. The shielding just on point for ODU, and the pick potential as well. Every single pick they found ways to